Hello everyone. I have heard many of us have common challenges when we work from home. So today's video I'm going to share my work from home day and the tips that I do to make my working from home day effective. Today you joined with Do It Right channel, place where you learn to do things right in your career and be the best you can be. So let's talk about some of common challenges and what I do to overcome those challenges in my work from home day. So if you can embrace some of these tips, then you can practice and see how it works for you. So let's start. For some of you, it's been the common way to work from home for your job. But many of other people, it's a new experience and new environment to work from home if you haven't done it before. Some people like to work from home because their day's been more effective than being in the office, but some people hate to work from home because of common challenges they have. So we can talk about the common challenges, and also we're talking about some of the challenges that working moms have, which can be really challenging to work with your kids. So when we are talking about challenges, the main challenges are get into your work schedule and to have that working mindset. Because you work in your home environment, so it's totally different to your office. So getting into your schedule and to work minds can be challenging. Disturbances. So when you work from home, you're making your home as your office, so there can be a lot of disturbances when you work from home. The other thing is managing your work life as well as your personal commitments, especially if you have kids. The most common challenge is isolation, especially if you are the only one working from home. So let's see how we can overcome these challenges. For me, I'm used to work from home even before COVID because as per my work, I normally work few days at home if I choose to. Anyway, so the first thing I would like to share, get into this work schedule, work mind and to work environment when you're working from home. So what I do wake up to normal time and also I get ready as per my normal work day. It's good to wake up and then get ready as you normally get ready for work. So having that schedule is really important for you to have that working mindset, because then you feel that you have to work as you're going to work. So for me, I get ready and I have an outfit same as I'm going to work, because then you have no stress if you get into a impromptu call or impromptu FaceTime, so you can do your meetings or get ready pleasant. This can be smart casual instead of being very casual especially if you have meetings during the day. So the first thing is get ready as normal you do for work. Next thing I do is tidy up my surrounding, because I'm used to a tidy workplace, and it's really good if your environment is tidy and clean, your mind also clean, then I feel fresh and I feel like I'm a work setting. As per my schedule, since I'm having a very rush mornings, because I have to send my child to daycare and my husband to work, so I normally have rush mornings. When everyone leaves, before I start work, I do 5 minutes of mindfulness or meditation. This is really helpful for me to get into work setting and also to settle my mind and get ready for work. So if you are not doing that, try doing 5 minutes of mindfulness breathing. Then you can see how it is effective to start your day. Many of us have this challenge of get into a work day schedule and get into working mindset. It's really good to have a dedicated workplace. So for me, I do have a dedicated workplace. This can be your home office, or if you don't have a home office, you can try anywhere you feel comfortable and you feel good to work. Especially this can be different if you are working with kids, but I'm talking about a normal work day. So you can you can set up a work setting in your room or somewhere, anywhere you feel comfortable to work. And also, as I talked with you, I would not recommend to work on the bed with your pajamas, because it's not helpful for you to get into work schedule and working mindset. If you used to work with your pajamas, try changing and get ready as you go to work. Then you will definitely feel the difference when you're working from home. If you used to work on the bed, try arranging a dedicated work area, because it will make a real difference for you. And you will get the mindset of you are working today, and you will be fresh to do your work. And also, you would not get any back pains, any neck pains or anything, because if you practice a bad ergonomics, you will have some side effects from those. You will have body pains and back pains, that sort of thing. So try work in a proper place and proper work setting. So for me, when I start my day, I go through my priorities, and for me, I'm personally not checking my emails. Even though I'm in office, I'm not spending much time on my emails in the morning, because I believe if I have some work where I need more energy and where I need to focus, then I definitely schedule those things in the morning time. So as per my work expectations, and I have communicated with my team, so if there is anything that I have to attend urgently, I will get a phone call or text message. So that's as per my expectations. That's another tip that I can suggest to you guys. If you working from home full-time or part-time, it's really good to set up your expectations and the way you work with your colleagues, with your team and with your managers, because sometimes it's really helpful to plan the way of communication when you work from home. If you get something urgent, what way you will be communicated, and what sort of expectations you have within your team and with your manager or with your team leader. This is really helpful to be focused. That's how I start my work day. And also, especially when I'm working from home, I do work one at a time. And also I practice taking regular breaks. Taking regular breaks is another tip that you can practice. Because for myself, when I'm initially working from home, I used to work at a stretch, and then I feel very exhausted, and also sometimes I can't focus on some work. Then I practice taking regular breaks. Here I don't mean taking half an hour, 1 hour breaks regularly. This is a 5 minutes or a couple of minutes break to refresh yourself for another task. Stand up and stretch and go outside and come back to your workplace. That sort of strategies, that sort of small breaks. This was really helpful to keep me fresh and keep me focused on my work. Another challenge we have is isolation, especially if you are the only one working from home. Then you will feel isolated, because you can't see your colleagues and you don't have your manager around, you have no supervision, you can't see people moving around. So it's really difficult for some people to work isolated. If you are that type of a person, you have to plan some ways to keep you motivated and some ways to be in touch with your colleagues. So what I do, I normally in a work day, if I have a clarification or if I have a question, I do talk to my colleagues instead of emailing. I do talk to my manager. This is really helpful to stay in touch with your manager and your colleague. And also, if you are working home full time, it's really good to schedule some team meetings, virtual team meetings, virtual coffee catch-ups, because for me, I do have virtual coffee catch-ups with my colleagues whenever we have time. It is really helpful to stay touch with them and share your day and share your challenges, or even it can be a little chat to break your isolation. These things will help you to overcome isolation when you're working from home. The other one of main challenges is disturbances. Because you have made your home to work, so this is really important that you think about other people in your household as well. It's normal you getting disturbances while you are working from home, especially if you are working with kids. I will talk about that later, how I do work with my baby if I have to. But if you're working with some other people in your household, where whenever they also have to work from home, or if you're working with your parents will be in your home and your brothers, sisters will be at home, this also really challenging because you will get disturbances. Good to have a designated work area, then you can focus on your work. But as I said, take small breaks to be with your family and then go back to work. So if you have a designated work area, it's really helpful for you to focus on your work. Whenever you go to your workplace, you can focus on your work. And also, you take breaks and schedule your work during the day and during the times as per your household task. As an example, if your household get busy at lunchtime, you can schedule it to have your lunch break as well and to be with your family, and then you can focus on your work again. So, splitting your work throughout the day and plan your timings would be very helpful for you to stay focused on your work. As I said, it's really challenging to work with kids. So if you are a working mom who has to work with kids, this is something really challenging. So earlier I talked about how I do my normal work from home day if I am the only person working from home, but this schedule is totally different if I get to work with my baby. And also, if you have a little bit older kids, still you can practice your normal working from home day and try to do things and take regular breaks to be with them and then focus on your work. But it's gonna be more challenging if you have a child, if you have a toddler who needs your supervision and your attention. So luckily these days we don't have a lockdown, so I am the only person working from home, but I'm gonna share how I managed my work from home day when I had to work with my baby during the lockdown. So if you have a child who needs your attention and if you have to take care of a little baby, then it's really important that you communicate these things with your manager and with your colleagues. Accordingly, you can set up your expectations of work. If your team leader or if your manager doesn't know that you have these family commitments, or if you have someone to take care, this can be really difficult time for you. So what I did, anyway, I did have a very flexible employer, so I did have a good flexibility whenever I'm working with my baby. And also what I did, I already set up my expectations with my manager and with my colleagues. Because if you're working with your child, you might be not able to be online all the time, not able to respond to emails very promptly. So you need to have that expectations, and you need to basically communicate these things with your colleagues. For me, I had expectation with my colleagues and with my manager that if I have something to hand over, if I have something to finish, I would do it during the day, but I wouldn't guarantee when I'm going to do the task. By that way, you will get a very relaxed mind, and you can plan to do that work whenever you can and as per your baby's schedule. So for me, when I'm working from home during the lockdown with my baby, I always planned things that I have to finish by tomorrow. I planned always during his nap time, and or early in the morning or at night. Since I didn't have any family support here, I had many days that I worked during the night after my baby went to bed. This can be really tiring thing to do, but this took my stress level down, and I could work, relax and focus on that certain task. Sometimes during the day, you can work with, when you work with kids, you can do day-to-day stuff. You can reply to emails, you can check emails, you can talk with someone, but it's really difficult for you to focus on something. If you have a report to write, a business case, that sort of stuff, you really need a quiet time to think. So for those work, I always wait until my baby go to bed, and then I have 1 hour of relaxed time and have a coffee, and then start my work few hours during night before I go to bed. And it worked for me really well, because you are not able to do some things that you have to focus with the baby. So I practice doing it at night or whenever he is having a nap. The other things I did practice splitting my work during the day. By doing that, I could spend time with him, and I can keep him occupied for something, and then come back to my work and do some work, and then go back to be with him. And also other thing, if you have your partner or your husband or someone else working from home, you can take turns. Whenever I do have something to attend, I took turns, and then my husband took care of the baby. Likewise, we managed to take turns when we working during the lockdown. The other thing I did, as all of us know, screen time. I understand some parents don't like to give their child screen time, but this situation is unprecedented time if you are working full-time home due to COVID, and if you have a full lockdown. So you have to be nice to yourself and take care of your job and yourself. So it's okay to give them a little bit of screen time and focus on your work. What I did, if there is anything I should focus during the day, I give him some screen time. It's okay, you can put some educational videos where they can learn. Likewise, you can get some quiet time to focus on your work. So those are the things I did when I work with my baby during the lockdown. All the other tips were whatever the things that I am doing whenever I am working from home, and these tips worked perfectly for me to keep my day effective and to keep me focused on my work. So this is the end of this video. If you have any questions or any suggestions, and if you have a different tips that you practice when you work from home, feel free to type it in the comment box, and then others can see what you practicing when you work from home. So with these tips, it's end of this video. I'll see you from another video. Until then, you take care and goodbye.